Hello, our lovely listeners. Just want to first of all thank everyone. I should actually say Dan here, also joined by, as always, the lovely Chris. Say hello. There you
Yay.
are. Just first of all to say thank you to everyone who has been sharing the show, Stephen University, and listening. We're on unprecedented levels of listenership for us because we're just used to having a very small but dedicated listenership that send like maybe one message a week. I don't have all the time in the world to reply to all the messages we're getting about this podcast, which means it's resonating in a way. And the viewership numbers have been pretty nice as well for us. We're
worth. So, sorry, no, you finish your thought, and then I'll.
I can't remember what it was, Chris. So carry on.
High quality podcasting as usual. Yeah, we because we record SU in advance. We're in this really odd situation where we've had all this positive feedback, and we say thank you for that on the podcast, but because we record it in advance, that won't air for like another month or two. So we just, although we haven't said it on the podcast because it hadn't come out on the episodes.
Yeah, we haven't. Where they're up to on the podcast, I don't think we've even named it yet.
Yeah, exactly. So here live, thank you so much for all your support. It's wonderful. And Phil, I will say with a slight amount of guilt, if it feels like we're taking a while to get back to you, keep in mind because of spoilers, only Dan can comment and reply. So he's doing that all himself. So don't be too harsh if there is a delay, because it's just poor Dan on his own.
Yeah, no. The worst part is like,
but we are so
episodes
appreciative.
tend to go up while I'm at work, and I'll look at my phone throughout the day, and it'll be like 15 messages, 21 messages, 30 messages, and I'll be like, I can't. I'm so sad. I feel bad. Like I'm at work, I can't be like, guys, I'm just gonna take an hour away from my actual job to go reply to all these lovely people on like Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, whatever. So yeah, but thank you everyone for the engagement. It's genuinely unprecedented for us. We're not used to anyone really listening to what we do. We live in a bubble. It's amazing. We've been podcasting for 5 years to ourselves. That's how it feels sometimes. So we really appreciate that. The reason we're doing this little video, first of all, is just to get that thanks out there more immediately, because we appreciate that because of the fact we started recording these episodes in February. Would you believe, Chris? So the episodes you're listening to now, in fact, we know we started recording, I think, in late January. So the episodes now were recorded sort of early March, I think, this year, so several months ago. So yeah, just to really sort of drive home that we're very grateful more immediately. It's nice. But the other reason we're doing this is because a lot of the feedback has been about our release schedule. And a lot of people saying, hey, you're not going to be up to, certain episodes until like 2019 or whatever. In fact, we referenced that in future episodes of the podcast, which is going to seem kind of silly now, because what we've decided to do, because one, we're so far ahead, and two, it just seems like the thing to do because we've had so much feedback regarding it. We are going to, for at least to start with, for going forward, we're going to try doing it twice a week. I say try because if there's a point in which we catch up to ourselves and just simply cannot produce the episodes that quickly, we may go back to once a week. But theoretically, we think it's possible, just about by the skin of our teeth, to keep it going at 2 a week. And the reason people keep going, they're only 10 minutes, 20 minutes. How is that such a challenge? The problem is we do 2 other podcasts, one of them weekly and 45 minutes long.
Yeah,
and the other one is bi-weekly and about an hour and a half usually. So it's tricky.
Yeah, we also don't do this in the same room. We don't live in the same town and have two different jobs with 2 different shift patterns and 2 different, there's both got stuff going on as well. So that's it. All of those factors mean it's more difficult than it would appear to be
to schedule.
But we're excited to put more out there and up it to 2 a week for you guys.
So we're going to try that at least for the foreseeable future. We're as far in terms of recording. When you listen to this, which I guess I'm hoping to have this up for the 14th of June, when you're listening to this, we've just recorded Mirror Gem. Like, this is the recording session in which Chris and I just watched and chatted about Mirror Gem. So we're quite far ahead. So for the foreseeable future, 2 a week is going to be fine. The question's going to be, once you get after the next 2 or 3 months, once there's a chance if we've not kept the pace, that we're going to find ourselves sinking closer and closer to that release date, and then it might become more challenging. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm really excited about it, and I think that you guys are right. I think the people are very eager to hear us get to certain episodes, and me doing this tantalizing tease about whether Chris, what Chris just thought of we just watched like Mirror Gem, which is a pretty big episode. So like I get your eagerness, and you know what that's what fills me with the most excitement is that you guys are excited enough to want it quicker. Like that's really cool. We're very grateful that anyone cares that much. Because I'm in the show and I wouldn't care that much. So it's me talking for 20 minutes a week.
We're thrilled. We have another, just because I'm conscious that, we don't want to make this announcement video longer than an actual episode of the show. So just to also tease, we might have another show coming soon, which based on some of the comments and feedback on Steven University episodes, we think you guys might really like as well. So keep an eye out, keep ears out for that.
Free of the scheduling dilemma. The premise of that show it'll be easier to produce on a regular schedule.
Yeah. It will probably be once a week, but we'll see. Yeah, but that's in fact also I'll tease this as well. The fact that it's once a week is less of a problem for this show.
I'd agree with that, and I think that.
I would say it's fair to say.
I would agree with that. Yeah, 100%. So I'm very positive and very grateful for everyone who's listening so far, and that our subscribers have doubled in the space of a week, which and when people look, they'll see it's like 500 and odd and be like, wow, you guys are talking like you've gained millions of subscribers. To us, that's these are big numbers. We've been doing this for a long time, but I don't think anything we've done has resonated like this has. And this isn't us being arrogant. I'm just being practical and looking at the actual response. And genuinely, it's rare for us to receive such amounts of feedback and such amounts of positive feedback for something. So it's that means everything else we've ever done is shit. So if you're enjoying it, then great. If you're not, sorry about that. Also feel free to check out our other stuff. We do 2 other podcasts. One where we very similar to Steven University, where we talk about the TV show Fringe. It's not on the YouTube channel, but it can be gained from our website and on iTunes. And also, of course, the main podcast, which is just a TV chat we do every week, where we talk about pilots and TV news and all sorts of other stuff. That's called Nothing But Static. That's the one that's been going for like 5 years now. There's like 127 episodes. Don't recommend starting at the beginning, but feel free to jump on board. Join us for that. That's good fun. Also worth noting that Steven University itself is also available via iTunes and Stitcher and all your podcast forms, because we've not talked about this on the show, but even though we're putting it up as a YouTube video, we are simultaneously releasing it as part of an RSS feed. So if you'd rather just get it to your phone and listen to it, because it's not like it's the most visually engaging YouTube channel show, it's just a picture. So yeah, if you want to just get it as audio, you can do that way too. And the website.
And it goes up the same day and stuff.
It's also worth noting that when we say we're doing 2 a week, that the days for those releases now should be Tuesday and Friday. So this Friday coming, which I think... Oh, what's the date for that? Do you have the date for that coming Friday? I don't have it in front of me.
Yes, it's 16th. The 16th.
That 16th of June, Friday, that's going to be the next episode, and then the idea is the Tuesday following that will be the one after, and then it will just go Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, going forward until we run out of steam. So then theoretically, the next episode is the 16th, and the one after that is the 20th, and the 23rd, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, we're and that way you're never more than 2 or 3 days away from a new episode of Steven University. So, and that.
We're very excited.
I'm really excited as well, because truthfully, I can't wait for you to get to certain episodes, Chris. And this is just helping me along in getting you to some of the key episodes of the show and getting your reactions.
In your plan to forcefully make me watch animated TV.
It's working.
Wow. Cool.
25 in now, mate. What are you doing?
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. I just no willpower to say no. No, it's good. Yeah. I've enjoyed it.
Spoilers. He's enjoying the process. Anyway, we'll leave you at that. Thank you for listening.
Cool.
We'll see you guys on Friday. I don't know what episode's next up in the run. I think it's episode 11, Arcade Mania. So on Friday, you'll hear from us about that. And then Tuesday, a week from this release, or just under, Giant Woman, which I know a lot of you are excited about hearing Chris react to. So there you go.
Hey.
That's all. We'll leave you to it. Thanks, guys.
See ya.